Good evening and welcome to the CUNY Academy for this week's installment of AP Government. We'll be looking at campaign finance laws today. This is in preparation for our moot court that we're going to do on Tuesday, which is McCutcheon versus Federal Elections Commission. All right, now campaign finance is a very confusing topic. Lots of numbers, lots of different rules and nuances to what's going on. So if you can keep it simple, if you understand FECA, the Federal Elections Campaign Act, Buckley versus Vallejo, Bipartisan Campaign Reform Act, or BICRA, McConnell versus FEC, and then Citizens United versus FEC, you should have enough of a working knowledge to get which is which, okay, and to understand that. So I'm going to try and do a video on each of these today. Hopefully we can get these done. All right, so if you look here, the Illinois 8th District, which is now the 10th District, this is where you live. You can kind of notice over the years basically the receipts, how much money people have taken in. Obviously, it's increased, okay? You'll also see PAC contributions. You should notice that several $1,000s more are going to the incumbent, and the percentage that come from PACs, you'll notice, is getting higher as well, okay? So this just gives you an idea of why there's a need for campaign finance reform. The one race where a challenger won was 2004, and you'll notice she took in as much money as Phil Crane, the incumbent, and that is what helped her win. So money pretty much is everything here in politics, okay? And then you can see for expenses, all right, for a House of Reps, you'll notice advertising 27%, okay, overhead 24%. When we look at the Senate, you can probably guess which number is going to go up considerably, and that's the electronic media advertising, all right? It costs twice as much of your funds to run for a Senate campaign. So money plays even a bigger role in that. That's why they call the Senate the Millionaires Club. All right? Now you got to know hard money versus soft money. Okay? Soft money is outlawed, but you should still know what the term is. All right? Hard money is political contributions that you give to a party, to a candidate, or to an interest group. It is limited and it is fully disclosed. So all these campaign finance laws, these $2,600 and $5,000 I keep talking about, that is all hard money. It is disclosed and it is limited. Soft money, by definition, and you may be asked this on Tuesday, are funds that are obtained by a party and they are spent on party activities such as get out the vote drives but cannot be done on behalf of a specific candidate. That is unlimited and that is not disclosed. Okay, so soft money is you give it directly to a party and they spend it on party building activities. Usually that helps the candidate out, and then the party would imply to the candidate, hey, so-and-so gave $10,000 to us, we got to help him out. But it is not a direct tie like the hard money is, okay? So don't think of it as money laundering or anything like that or under-the-table funds. It's out in the air. Everybody knows what his money is, but it just does not go to a candidate. It goes to the party. Okay, so 1971 Congress passes Federal Elections Campaign Act, or FECA. It put contribution limits on PACs, individuals, and parties. How much can a political action committee give? Remember, that's an arm or an extension of an interest group that is designed to raise money and distribute money to different candidates. It also limited how much a candidate can give to their own campaign. All right, this is what is in question in the McCutcheon case. FECA's limits, don't worry about these numbers. I'm just showing you this to illustrate how much it is. It was $1,000 is how much an individual can give to a candidate. Okay, so I really like Ronald Reagan. I can give him $1,000. Okay, I can give the PAC from Walmart $5,000, and then my aggregate limit was $25,000. That is the most an individual can contribute. So if I want to give the Republicans 20 grand, I only have 5 grand left to play with. Okay, that's kind of how this works, okay? PACs can give $5,000 to a candidate. That number has not changed. It is the same as it has always been. They could give other PACs $5,000, and they could give $15,000 to a party, but then there's no limit as to how much the PACs can give. They're unlimited, but it's limited to whom they can give it to. All right. This is the same notes as from before. There were also expenditure limits put in place. This limited how much candidates can give or can spend on campaigns and how much groups independent of a candidate. All right, you'll see on your note cards there's a term called independent expenditures, and this is how much a outside group spends on behalf of a candidate, but it's not connected to the campaign. This is a group like Walmart or a group like the National Rifle Association can spend money on their own. This was limited under this Federal Elections Campaign Act. Okay, moving along, it also created the public funding of campaigns. This is called the checkoff law. And the way this works is, all right, when you pay your income taxes, you check the $3 that you want to give to a candidate, and that publicly funds the presidential campaign. All right, you're not giving your $3; you're putting $3 into a fund from the federal government that can be distributed to candidates running for office, and it funds presidential campaigns in the primaries and the general election. All right, it kind of creates matching funds. So if you raise X number of dollars, the federal government will match the amount of money that you get. All right. Third parties only can get that money if that third party gets 5% of the vote for a third party. Okay. So it's going to publicly fund presidential campaigns. This has worked all the way up until 2008, when President Obama did not take public funds. McCain did. So McCain raised $86 million. The government gave McCain $86 million, but that was all he could spend on his own campaign. Obama didn't take the money, so he was able to spend $200 million and obviously win the election. So you'll notice public funds, all right, start out in 1976. It's 23% of the overall expenses of the campaign costs. You'll see in 2004 it drops again, but you'll notice it was increasing. There was more and more of it being spent, which meant less and less private and corporate money. But by 2004, there's so much extra money in it, and that's after the campaign finance law. So the system's kind of starting to weaken a little bit. And then the final thing FECA did was disclose through the Federal Election Commission how much money you are raising and how much money you are spending. So this is what makes that website, OpenSecrets.org, possible. Okay, because the money, or the money that's being disclosed, the Federal Election Commission gives out to Open Secrets, and then they tell you how much money you're raising and spending and so on. All right, so hopefully that helps. All right, that's it for today's lesson from the CUNE Academy. And remember, we are building responsible voters one video at a time. Stay tuned for part two.